Okay, this is the quick review for Algebra 2, and it's translating trig functions. I'm going to try to do it quick. There's a lot here. All right, remember, the multiplier of the function is the amplitude. The amplitude. The b value here involves the aspect of the period. The h is the horizontal shift. And the k is the vertical shift. All right, and this is a quick review. I don't have time to go over every single aspect, but hopefully enough to give you a general idea. All right, so our first wave here, y equals sine quantity x minus 90. So what we've got here is we've got a horizontal shift, and this wave's going to be shifted to the right 90 degrees. So I already have graphed the basic sine wave. So what you need to do is translate every point 90 degrees. So take this point and have the wave start 90 degrees further down the road. So the wave starts at 90. And again, if you learn the pattern, at the first quarter, we're at a max. At the second quarter, we're back to rest. At the third quarter, we're at a min. And at the fourth quarter, we're back up to rest. Here's the graph of y equals quantity x minus 90. All right, and there's your sine wave. Okay, if they needed it, if you were told to graph it from 0 to say 450, then all you do is back it up to get back to 0 following the same pattern, right? Makes sense. If they told you to go to 540, just go one more segment, and there you go between 0 and 540. All right, what about, what if we had something like this? So now we have an amplitude of 2, right? 2 sine. And then we have a 2 multiplier out in front, the period. So now there are 2 waves in every normal 360 degrees. So 2 waves, right? So the period of each wave then is a 180 degree period. All right, so we got an amplitude of 2, we got a period of 180. And that also affects the horizontal, it also affects the horizontal shift. So this is going to be shifted left 45 degrees. You got to divide that 90 by that 2, and you get 45 degrees. All right, let me show it to you. Okay, so there's your basic cosine wave. So now I know I'm shifted left 90 degrees. So here's my 45 degrees. So I'm sorry, I'm doing the sine. So my basic sine shifted left 45 degrees. Okay, so instead of starting at 0 here, I'm going to start my 0 left 45 degrees. Now at this point, this is my start. I always like to figure out where I'm going because I have to do a complete wave. So from here I have to go 180 degrees, the amount of my period. So negative 45 and 180 goes to 135. So there's one complete wave right in there. So again, if I know the pattern, right, I know the sine starts at rest, it goes to a max, and what's my amplitude? 2. It goes back to rest halfway. It goes down to a min, now negative 2, right, and goes back up to rest. And here's that sine wave right there. And if I was told to do it for another period of 180, I'd just repeat that pattern, right? So again, I used the idea of where to start, left 45. I knew the wave was a 180 degree period, so I went from negative 45 to 135. I knew the amplitude was 2, so I'm up to 2 and I'm down to negative 2. So first point, rest, max, rest, min, rest, and away you go. All right, it's been already a couple minutes here, but let me do one quick last one, all right? So here we go, sine, 3 sine half x plus 180 minus 1. And I'll never do this in a quick review, but I'm just going to go ahead and work our way through. Okay, in this one, we're going to get a half a wave in a normal 360. So that means the period for this thing is 720 degrees. That's always important to note. What else is also important is the shift. And this thing is shifted to the left, right? Because this should be, so this is really negative, a negative 180. And then you got to divide the 180 by 2. So this is left 360 degrees. In addition to that, we are shifted down 1. Okay, so this is going to be the down 1. Okay. What's my amplitude? My amplitude is 3, so I'm going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. And this is going to be my top of my wave. I'm going to go down 3. 1, 2, 3. This is going to be the bottom of my wave. Now let's get the start going. So I'm left 360. Okay, so I have to figure out what my scale is going to be. And so let's go, let's just go 90, 180, 270, 360. All right, so there's negative 360, so this is going to start right here. Okay, and so again, 90, 180, 270, 360. Okay, so now I've got that established. Now my period is 720 degrees. And so notice then, therefore, my wave is going to end there, right? A 720 degree period. Okay, all right, so now I'm doing the sine. So I'm just going to do, I got to make sure I know my 4 marks here. So, right, so it's going to look like this. I'm always going to start at the rest, but the rest is at -1, right? Due to its down 1. At the first quarter mark, so I got to make sure that I'm splitting up in the quarters, and that's 2 marks down the road. So right there, I'm at a max. 2 increments down the road, I'm at rest, right? That's the halfway mark. 2 increments down the road, I'm at the min, right there, right? I marked it with the blue dotted lines. And then I'm back up, whoops, back up to my rest right there, right? Down at -1. So here's the graph of that. And we just graphed it between -360 and +360. We dealt with a 3 amplitude. We dealt with a 720 degree period. We dealt with a left 360 degree horizontal shift, and we dealt with a down 1 vertical shift. All right, there you go, translating trig function.